It was hot. My pony jogged listlessly along, without interest or animation, while I was only concerned with the problem of getting to shade and water, but especially shade. The sun was hot enough to fry anyone's brains in his skull, and my saddle burned my hand if I touched it where the sun struck it. There was a trickling stream of perspiration down either cheek, and a third stream down my nose. From time to time I smudged the dust across my face in an attempt to stop the streams, but the action merely interrupted their course. It was in this peculiarly Texan atmosphere that I came upon Jimmy Calton. He was standing by the open hood of one of those mechanical miracles known as a tin Lizzie, holding a soot spark plug in a cloth in one hand and attempting to clean it with the other. He was swearing the while, dispassionately, in a curious mingling of good Anglo-Saxon and dope Spanish. "Hello, Jimmy," I said listlessly. He looked up and nodded. "Say, you look hot," he observed. "Come on and ride a ways with me. Lizzie he'll be runnin' in a minute, and you can tie yo pony on behind." "Going anywhere in particular?" I asked. "Over TCTH coroner," he told me. "Ol' Abe Martin got shot th other day and folks are sayin' Harry Temple done it. They got I'm locked up, anyways." I dismounted stiffly and tied my pony to the rear of the machine, allowing him plenty of lead rope. Jimmy finished wiping the last of the spark plugs, apostrophizing the car in the meantime. "You creakin', growlin', spark plug foulin', blasted hunkatin," he finished lyrically, and put down the hood. He went to the crank and turned it half a dozen times. The engine caught, sputtered, and began to run with a pretentious roar. Jimmy hastily reached for the wheel and adjusted the spark and throttle, then climbed in leisurely. With a grinding and a lurch we started off, my pony following docilely behind. "Yes, tin, tin, tin," said Jimmy, doing mysterious things with his feet. "I have scorned ye and I've flayed ye. But by the guy who made ye, you are better than a big car. Hunk it in." We slipped into the car's second and highest speed, and began to run more smoothly. Jimmy looked behind to see that my pony was all right and began to roll a cigarette with his left hand, while expertly guiding the car around the numerous ruts and rocks in the roadway. I watched the process of cigarette rolling without interest. "I can't seem to get the knack of that," I remarked, when he had finished and was licking the edge of the paper to hold it in place. "Imitatin'," said Jimmy casually. "There ain't any way that everybody can do. Nobody else I know rolls like this. It's Jew's easiest fo me. You'll have to mess around till you find a way that fits yo fingers." "I'll smoke tailor-made," I said, rather than bother with learning. "Jews like new generation," said Jimmy severely. Jimmy, it may be said, is 30, but affects the authority of a man of 80. Wantin' everything done by somebody else, or else by McHenry. They even want their thinkin' done fo them. It's too hot to think down here. I took off my hat and wiped the moisture off the sweatband. "Judgin' by the little bit of it people do," Jimmy remarked acridly, "most folks agree with you. Most people look at thinkin' as somethin' they was taught to do in schools, and, as such, somethin' to forget as soon as possible. From folks that don't think about spaghetti revoltosos Jews across border and are pained and surprised when spaghettis run off some o' their cattle, down to folks that you'd rather buy cigarettes than bother thinkin' up a way to roll one-handed fo themselves, everybody's Jews same. Why, 'twouldn't surprise me none at all if most folks told truth Jews because it's too much trouble to think up a lie." I accepted his rebuke in the matter of cigarettes meekly and said nothing. "It's a fac," said Jimmy, with an air of mournful pity for a race fallen so low. "I saw in a book other day that best lion is lie that's near truth. Ain't that ridiculous? That's Jews justifyin' laziness. F folks got goods on ya, and ya can't get away from truth, then it's alright to dilute truth until it's harmless, but otherwise a good lie beats almost truth 9 ways from Sunday. Only it's a lot o' trouble thinkin' up a good lie, and fortifyin' it with accumulative evidence. Jimmy rolled those two words off his tongue with some satisfaction. Accumulative evidence, like a good lie ought to have. He fell silent for a while, doing marvels of steering in the avoidance of obstacles and depressions in the really horrible road. "And thinkin'," he said suddenly, presently. "Folks don't like thinkin'. Anybody with any sense ud know Harry Temple would not have shot ol' Abe Martin. Harry Temple has got a bank account in Farmers and Ranchers Bank, and it ain't in reason that he'd go and shoot anybody to steal their roll. Ol' Abe sold off 600 steers, and got money for them. He was old-fashioned and didn't believe in banks, so he took money home with him. And somebody went and shot him and took roll. But Harry Temple, with a bank account in Farmers and Ranchers Bank, it ain't reasonable that he'd go and shoot anybody to steal their money. If he's any like I am, he's too busy wonderin' if somebody is goin' to steal his money to go stealin' somebody else's." Jimmy said this last with an air of virtue that made me smile. Jimmy is much too good a poker player to be worried about his money. I know he owns one small ranch he never goes near, bought out of the proceeds of a colossal game still remembered along the border. "But they think he did it?" I asked. "Sure they do," said Jimmy scornfully. "They's goin' around sayin' they know he did. That's Toro, o' course." One of Jimmy's individualities is his habit of translating American slang into dope Spanish and using it in his conversation. "What are you going to see the coroner for?" "They's holdin' a inquest," said Jimmy. "I'm sort o' goin' to horn in a little, I reckon. These folks are too lazy to do any thinkin'. If I see a chance, I'm goin' to do some head work for them. Thea is Abe Martin's place right ahead." We turned in the gate and swung up to the house. Half a dozen cars, most of them of the same make as Jimmy's, clustered about the front, and there were a dozen or more ponies tethered close by the porch, dozing in the baking heat. It was quite a pretentious place, built in the old-fashioned style of the days when a rancher was almost a baron in his own right. Two big barns and a huge stable behind the house almost dwarfed the dwelling proper, and quite hid it from the rear. Jimmy eased his car in among the others, snapped the switch, and alighted. 3 or 4 of the men about the door nodded to him and told him the inquest had not started, but that it would begin shortly. Once he found that out, Jimmy plunged into an intricate and technical discussion of patented attachments for his machine, and I drifted off into the house. It was a very old house, and built with old-fashioned disregard for space. I gathered, however, that the housekeeping done in it was but sketchy. Half a dozen of his riders made it their headquarters, with old Abe Martin. They bunked there, and a cook prepared the meals for all of them. There was a long table with a checked, red tablecloth on it. The room was empty now except for buzzing flies where they had their meals. On the day of the shooting, I learned, the men had all been away on their duties, and the cook had gone into town for supplies, so Abe Martin had been alone. Presently I went out to look at the stables. They were huge, but not much used. 3 or 4 ponies were in their stalls, and several more stalls seemed to be used from time to time, but most of them were without signs of recent use. There had been a time when the place was the headquarters of a busy ranch, but since the time of fences the activity had lessened until only Abe Martin, his half-dozen riders, and the cook lived there. It was curious to see the dwelling place, large in itself, dwarfed by its outbuildings. A stir in the house called me inside. The inquest was evidently to be more or less of an informal affair, but there was none the less a determined and business-like air behind it all. Those men meant to get at the bottom of the matter. The coroner seemed to be a conscientious individual, who took the evidence of the first witness with great exactitude, though he knew perfectly well beforehand just what the testimony would be. The whole inquiry, as a matter of fact, promised to be cut and dried in spite of Jimmy's announced intention of horning in. The first witness was the cook, who had discovered the body. He had come back from town, entered the house and discovered his employer dead on the floor of the hall. He had been shot through the heart. A rider, whom the cook had hastily summoned, corroborated his testimony and added that the body was cold when he was called, proving that death had occurred some time before. Evidence shows, said the coroner casually, that Abe was shot when there wasn't nobody else in house but him and murderer. Cashier of Farmers and Ranchers Bank ain't here, but he has give me information that Abe had over $4,000 on him when he was killed. That's gone. Evidently he was shot for his money. It's part of duties of a coroner's jury to uncover any evidence that will help in solving problem of who murderer might be. Miss Joe Harkness will take stand. There was a movement of interest in the small crowd packed into the one room. I had managed to get beside Jimmy Calton, and his face became extraordinarily mild and gentle. It hinted at some expectation of excitement, if I knew Jimmy. Everyone had heard Harkness's story before, so it was simply a recapitulation. I ain't got a thing to say, announced Harkness bluntly, 'cept that I seen Harry Temple come out o' this here house 'bout 3 o'clock, Jews after Abe Martin was shot. I was havin' trouble with my spark plugs down the road a ways, when I seen Harry. He come out o' kitchen door, looked all around as if he was lookin' to see if anybody seen him, and then he went down to the stables. He went inside then he come out o' that and went over to quarters and got a drink at pump by do. I was wonderin' what he was doin', but it looks to me like he was makin' show there wasn't nobody around that could a told that he'd been around. And there's one mo thing. When he come out o' house he come out kitchen do he was puttin' somethin' in his bra's pocket. I glanced at Jimmy Calton. He was looking at Harkness with a gentle, placid smile. His face did not change when Harry Temple stood up, pale beneath his tan. "Everything Harkness says is so," said Harry Temple determinedly. "Every single word, only I didn't shoot ol' Abe. I come out here to see him 'bout sellin' him some yearlin's. He wasn't here, so I went in kitchen to see if I couldn't leave word with Cook. Cook was missin', too, but I thought I heard somebody movin' around somewhere, and I went Jews where Harkness said, and Jews in order he said. He must have seen me first when I come out o' the kitchen. When I couldn't find nobody, I cranked up and left." Harkness stood up. "I hate to contradict Harry," he said sharply, "but he's made a mistake. He didn't crank up and leave. He was driving somebody else's car, and it had a self-starter on it." Harry Temple flushed slightly. "That's a FAC, he acknowledged. "I'd forgotten that. I was driving a car they lent me at garage. I'd left my own to have some repairs made." "Of course," said Harkness sarcastically, "nobody suspects that you was driving a strange car, with strange tires, so they couldn't prove nothin' on you by tracks." Jimmy put a question in a gentle voice. "There's another question," he said softly. "What was Harry puttin' in his pocket when Harkness saw him comin' out o' house?" "I don't remember puttin' anything in my pocket," said Temple, beginning to be worried. "It was probably my handkerchief." There was a moment's silence. One or two of the men in the room stirred uneasily. Jimmy Calton smiled sweetly to himself. "Mr. Coroner," he said slowly, "may I make an observation or so? It looks like somebody ought to point out 2 or 3 FACs. "Go ahead, Jimmy," said the coroner. It seemed to be bothering him that so much seemed to point to the guilt of Harry Temple. Temple did seem to be quite a decent sort, and the coroner evidently hated to bring out so much to his discredit without anything to counteract the impression thus made. Knowing Jimmy, he knew Jimmy would not interfere unless he thought things were going the wrong way, and that meant in this case that he had something to say in Temple's favor. "Mr. Coroner and gentlemen," said Jimmy formally, "it don't seem hardly fair to bring out all this here evidence against a man without any evidence other way. I want to point out 2 things about this here case. First is that Harry Temple has got money in bank, and second is that he never disputed a single thing Harkness said about him. You know, and I know, that a man with money in bank ain't goin' around doin' highway robbery and murder. He can't afford to. You Jews think about that a while. And he is somethin' else to think about. Did you notice that Harry Temple said right off that he done Jews what Harkness said? Now if he'd shot ol' Abe Martin, you know he'd ve tried to make some o' that stuff sown Jews a little less incriminatin'. He'd ve said he didn't go in house, Jews to door and knocked, and he'd ve tried to weaken everything Harkness said, Jews that way. But he didn't. He's tellin' truth so hard he can't seem to see it's puttin' a rope around his neck, in spite of his bain Jews as innocent as he says. As for his puttin' somethin' in his bra's pocket, nobody puts money thea and especially stolen money but mos everybody puts thea handkerchief thea. But that ain't evidence, said the coroner disappointedly. I thought you had some FACs to give us. I'll give you one FAC, Jimmy offered. Harry Temple didn't shoot Abe Martin. Look here, Harkness himself don't believe he did. Do you? He demanded, turning to that person. Harkness sat stolidly in his chair. You heard what I said, he grunted. You heard what I seen him do. Sho I did, Jimmy admitted readily, but you know he didn't shoot Abe. Jimmy seemed to be making a fool of himself. I tugged at his sleeve for him to sit down, but he paid no attention. What do you mean? Demanded Harkness suspiciously. Nothin' whatever, said Jimmy with a gentleness I suddenly recognized as dangerous. Nothin' whatever, except what I said. You know Harry Temple didn't shoot Abe. You mean to tell me I'm lyin', snapped Harkness angrily. No, said Jimmy in a cooing drawl. Nothin' so harmless. I'm accusin' you o' somethin' a damn sight mo dangerous than lyin'. I'm accusin' you o' tellin' truth exact truth. There was a puzzled pause. I noticed, however, that Harkness was watching Jimmy with a curious alertness. It's always mo dangerous to tell truth in a case like this, Harkness, said Jimmy, still in that gentle drawl. You told absolute truth about what you saw Harry do, and that's most dangerous thing you could have told, because there ain't but one man could have told that. Mr. Coroner, if you'll look out o' the window, you'll see Jews wea Harry Temple walk down kitchen steps, Jews wea he went back to stables, Jews wea he went into big barn, and Jews wea he got a drink. And then, if you look, you'll see wea he stopped his car, so Harkness could see that it had a self-starter on it, instead of a crank. I saw a light break on the coroner's face, as he looked from place to place in the yard behind the house. He faced about, just as Jimmy deliberately pulled a revolver out of his pocket. Harkness told truth, said Jimmy softly. He told absolute truth, but there ain't but one place you can see all them things from. With all them barns outside, there ain't but one place that you see do of stables, and big barn and pump by quarters and kitchen do all at once. And there wasn't but one man in world who could have seen Harry Temple do all them things, because there wasn't but one man in that place. Only place you see all them places from is this here room, and only man in house when Harry Temple did them things was man who'd shot Abe Martin and hadn't had time to get away when Harry Temple come drivin' in. Harkness Jimmy's voice was suddenly like steel. If you pull that gun on me I'll blow a hole right you've place yo brains ought to be.